Good evening, everyone, on this beautiful Thursday night here on the Space Coast. I'm Ron Lighthall alongside my main man, Daryl Double D Duran. We are high atop the ship here at the Eau Gallie campus, where tonight we are hosting junior varsity football, where the Palm Bay Pirates have traveled just a little bit north to Eau Gallie. Daryl, welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's a great night. We're doing a double dip. I think we're going to do the national anthem real quick. We'll be right back.
All right, Daryl, let's talk about this weather because it's so important for us here in Florida. We've got that weather system kind of developing out in the Gulf Coast. I know we're all watching that, but no remnants left from last week's little storm or this coming storm. So we have beautiful weather out here.
Yeah, Francine has gone up into the Mississippi Valley and Tennessee and dragging the what we had rainy weather with it, so we should dry out for a little bit. Have some good weather tonight here at the JV contest at the ship here at Eau Gallie. And tomorrow night, the Battle of the Bulldogs, the Melbourne Bulldogs, and the
South Fork.
The
South Fork Bulldogs.
Fork. And here goes Palm Bay kicking off the ground. A little roly-poly there. And he's going to take it and fall about the 34. So first down and 10, Eau Gallie. I'd like to thank our sponsor tonight, Cricket's Spirit Sports and Food, right there on Wickham Road. And a new location, the old Kelly's Burgers right there. Catty-cornered from the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Go check them out for all your festivities, wing specials, especially on Sundays for the football and on college football Saturdays. And check out the County Line Saloon down in downtown Melbourne. Free dance lessons Wednesday and Thursday. And chicken wing special on Wednesday, 75-cent wings. Here we go. First down and 10, Eau Gallie at their own 37-yard line. Hands off the 3. Off tackle, bounces it outside, has some blocking room, breaks some tackles, and a big first down. Rodney Callaway for the Commodores on that big run.
I don't have a number 80 listed on my roster. You know, immediately we got these JV rosters. We were so excited because we don't normally get the rosters. But immediately number 80 was the man who brought him down for Palm Bay. I don't have a listing for that. But he was also assisted by number 11, William Ryan, for the Pirates. Our apologies to the friends and family. And here we go, back to the play, keeping it on the ground. Sweeps to the outside, finally wrestled down.
Yeah, another big run there for Eau Gallie. Roger Fideli And 2 first downs, back-to-back big gains for the Commodores.
As luck would have it, it's number 80 again. We need to get a name for that kid. You know, he's going to be all over the field. Looks like tonight. We got to give credit where credit is due.
4 big games on the network tomorrow night, folks. Check us out. Eau Gallie's going to go in a trips formation to the top.
Well, I tell you, this is kind of the week that you really look forward to, where the
swings it out. Nice open field tackle there for Palm Bay.
Beautiful coverage there. Again, number 28 for Palm Bay. I'm going to double check my roster. I don't have a 28 either. Couple of skipped numbers here. We're going to have to get with them. This is the official roster supplied to us by
27
by Palm Bay.
29 was the same thing I got. So 19 still at the helm. Bradley Eckenrod for Eau Gallie. Single back. 2nd and 12. Hands off and met at the line.
Oh, wow. Sheds a tackle beautifully. Wow, just keeping those legs churning. Takes a host of Pirates to bring him down. Met in the backfield. Ultimately a loss as he was driven back. But, Darryl, I'll tell you what.
Trying to get away where 13 was the ball carrier for Eau Gallie. No name on that. We apologize.
Boy, a lot of fight in that Commodore right there.
But Commodores went 3 straight plays forward and now falling backwards a little bit here on the 3rd series in this possession.
Pirate defense made some adjustments there in these last couple of
Eckenrod looking to throw, tucks it down, comes up and gets nailed at the line of scrimmage by number 6 of Palm Bay. 5 of Palm Bay, excuse me.
That's Caden Fonte and Aiden Davis in there for the tackles for Palm Bay. It all starts with that initial wrap-up, and you're able to get the cleanup duty in there and make the stop. It's going to be a big 4th down. You got 4th down and about 18.
Yeah, 4th in the battleship to go here for the Commodores on Thursday Night Football. Live on top of the ship here at Eau Gallie High School. In
true JV form. They're going to go for it, and it's in one of those awkward field positions, Oh, no, they're going to double back.
Little quick kick. And that's going to take a nice Eau Gallie roll, and they're going to down it at about the 2-yard line.
Wow.
Nice kick there by the quarterback / kicker.
Boy, they were set up there to go for it, and they
and Palm Bay will have to start deep in their own territory. Ron, 1st down and 10 at the 2.
Boy, I tell you what, Darryl, another 2 inches forward, and you're giving the center a fine how did he do there,
Yeah.
They were able to get that kick off in a beautiful roll. Boy, they couldn't have asked for better field position on their opening drive against the Pirates. But the Pirates offense, the first time we're going to see them tonight.
A couple other JV contests on tap is Coco Vieira.
First look we're getting from Palm Bay. And they are deep in their own end zone. Ezekiel Foreman takes the snap, a handoff straight up the middle.
Flag flies in the backfield.
I think you're going to get a hold against Palm Bay on that. Boy, they're going to repeat the down. I mean, you talk about half the distance, just at this point, just inches.
Yeah, you're going to go half, so they're at the 2. They're going to go back to the 1. So 1st down and they're about at 3. So 1st and 12. For Palm Bay coming up. Eau Gallie's got a big line there. Big number 76 and 50 holding it down for the Commodores.
Palm Bay coming out with a little bit different look here now. They look like they got some wide receivers set up to the outside.
And a big hit in the backfield by number 50 of Eau Gallie.
Might get the...
Gets out to the original line of scrimmage. That's Ryder Sims.
Might get the penalty yards back at most there. Sticks are going to move just a couple inches.
I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. I am Double D Daryl Duran, joined by Ron Lighthall here on Thursday night JV action.
Again, Palm Bay keeping it on the ground, pounding forward, number 28. Again, we don't have a number for 28. He's going to play both sides of the ball, of course.
And wrapped up by a big number 76. That's Jaden Melvin for the Commodores.
Third down for Palm Bay. They're going to have to
3rd and 8. Got to get out of here.
come up with a big play immediately here on their opening drive to get themselves out of a little bit of quicksand that they're in here. Right. It is now 3rd down and about 8.
Low snap. Eau Gallie's all over it. And they will have a safety in the end zone. So a 2-0 ball game. And Ron, I don't want to say here we go again, but last time
it was on this field.
It was on this field. We had a 2-0, 3-2,
3-2,
4-3.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
But the Commodores lead 2-0 here at the Ship.
We did have you and I had talked about that. You know, they were thinking, happened last week in the NFL, what they call scoregami, and it's literally scores that have never happened in the game before. Yeah. And
that was a first for me, having a baseball score here the opening week. I mean, it was
and it was deep into the game. We were well into the fourth quarter with that score.
It was halfway into the game before Mainland scored a touchdown. So, I mean, it was a good defensive battle. Felt like a playoff game.
That was beyond half. I think that was in third quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but it was wild. 2 evenly matched teams, though. I mean, it was a slugfest. What a great game.
There's a kick, little roly-poly over there to the far side. Going to be picked up by Eau Gallie and wrapped up by number 13 at about the 40-yard line of Palm Bay.
Lamarian Parker was special teams player there for Palm Bay.
And number 2, M.J. Cunningham, the ball carrier for Eau Gallie. And it's going to be 1st down and 10 Eau Gallie in Palm Bay territory at the 40. You're watching Brevard Sports Network live here on Thursday night on top of the Ship here at Eau Gallie. I'd like to thank Cricket Spirits, Sports, and Food and the County Line Spirits, Wings, and Music down there. Free line dance lessons Wednesday and Thursday night. So if you're wanting to get your boot scoop boogie on, go on down there to the County Line tonight. Free line dances with Julie.
Don't make me bust it out.
Oh, come on.
Cadillac, blackjack. That's all I can say before Facebook shuts you down.
All right, 1st down and 10 Eau Gallie. Running the man off here late.
Boy, they have got a spread defense here for Palm Bay. Not an inch of the field there is covered.
Hands off to Eau Gallie, trying to find her some running room. Cuts it outside. Flag flying in. Breaks a tackle. He's got a blocker. 58 out blocking for him, and 20 is going to get into the end zone. But we do have a flag.
That is going to come back. You can tell by the body language of Palm Bay. I think you're going to see a... We'll see here. That is going to go against Eau Gallie. What a doozy. Yeah. 1 penalty each so far, and, man, that one's really costly for...
That's going to be holding. It's a spot foul, so it'll be only a loss of 2. So 1st down and 12 pretty much from where the spot is. So let's see if Commodores can get that play off once again. Good-looking play there by Eau Gallie. Eau Gallie travels over to Satellite tomorrow night.
Up here in the press box, we don't have all the creature comforts that they roll out during regular varsity.
Yep.
But, I got to crane my neck here to see the scoreboard with 4:10 remaining in the first quarter. 2-0 ball game.
2-0 ball game. Eckenrod at the helm. Drops back, looks for a receiver. Caught by number 1. And he's going to have about
8, 9. Well, you got 10 on that. So
it's not going to be a 1st down. They need to put the chains back.
Boy,
So
they got
that's going to be Gabriel Player.
volunteers on the other side of the field got a little bit happy.
Yeah.
Started moving those chains, and they're about
I had it
3 years short.
I had it last night at the ballpark doing the flag games. I was up there having to type in where the play was so the refs would know, because the dads, I don't never seen the chain gang ran before. I'm like, you haven't watched football?
Fundamental.
2nd and 3 here. Gives the 4. Palm Bay gets a big rush in the backfield.
Sweeps the outside. He'll have enough for the first.
Turns it and gets inside the Riches Auto Tech red zone, about the 19-yard line.
First down and more.
Roger Fidel. And then to be a first, they're going to mark him out before the 20.
I tell you what, man, that Eau Gallie line there on that left side just was one block after another, really creating that seam down the sideline. Good offensive
Palm
movement
Bay
there.
is definitely getting a push on that offensive line, or on that defensive line.
Tell you, on some of these runs, you are absolutely right. They've been victims of over penetration and getting past the ball runner. Keeping it on the ground again. This time we're going to sweep to the right.
Eau Gallie cuts it. Has a receiver doing a great job blocking out there for number 2, MJ Cunningham, and that will be an Eau Gallie first down. So 1st and goal inside the Riches Auto Tech red zone here tonight.
On the 9-yard line. Eau Gallie not having a problem moving the ball. I mean, they ended up with that punt that actually yielded them 2 points.
Yep.
You know, and
yeah, that was a great job by the punter / quarterback. Eckenrod still at the helm. Gives a 13. He's got a crease. Tries to get in there, pushing his way. And we're going to have a flag flying in.
That was a late flag coming in. We're going to see what this one is. You know, these coaches, you know, they come out and they evaluate their talent. They're still looking at game film. The key in today's world is getting these kids to stay.
They're going to call a holding penalty right at the run on Eau Gallie. So that's going to back them up 10 yards from the spot. So it'll be 1st and goal from about the 12, because the flag flew in at about the 2. But yeah, it's hard to get, you know, people to stay at an organization now. It's you know, it's trickling down into the youth leagues as well. I call it chasing the Lombardi Trophy, chasing the ring. But you know, you just gotta coach whoever shows up. You know, that's all you can do.
And when they're with the little kids, you know, they just want to be with their friends. You know, they don't care. There's no loyalties. There's no history. You know, they just want to play with their friends. And they go. You know, it takes one catalyst kid to go, and you know, the next thing you know, 2 or 3 more kids go.
Eckenrod looking to throw the ball over the middle.
Wow, let's see there. No interference call, boy.
Wow.
I tell you, he was.
I was waiting. He was looking like he was pulling it out. I was waiting on the
number 7 for Eau Gallie there. You've got him listed at what was that, Tavarian Stevens. He's he was trying to plead his case.
Yeah, he did get hit before, but we only can say what we see up here. So it'll be a 3rd.
1:52 remaining in the first quarter.
It should be 3rd. They're going to say second and goal to go. Gives up the middle to number 3, rumbling, slimming, and bumbling. That's Rodney Calloway on the carry for the Commodores. He's going to bring up 3rd down. I know last night that one team called a timeout. There was a 4th down. The refs thought they got the 1st down, and I'm up in the booth, Ron, and they got back to the original line of scrimmage, and they gave them a 1st down. They thought the down marker was the 1st, and I told the coach, I'm like, hey, you got to voice you got to be loud out there. I'm like, I can't say it over the mic. And we're going to have a timeout of Gallie. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thursday night football on tap. Me and Ron's got a double dip this week. We have a JV game tonight, varsity game tomorrow. Allen,
South Fork at Melbourne.
Yep, Allen's double dipping tonight. He's at Cocoa Vieira.
And, Daryl, this is that weekend where it really starts to take shape. You got the team that you need. You got, what adjustments are made. This is what you're going to be carrying for the rest of the season. We have a good game for Melbourne tomorrow, who got their winning ways started last week against Satellite. And, even at the college level, you're going to start seeing the explosive games. The Gators, they're going to face another tough opponent this weekend, Texas A&M. Emmett Smith's going to be in the house. Of course, Emmett Smith's got his boy there at Texas A&M.
He transferred from Stanford. He had an opportunity to go to Florida. His dad's like, hey, I'm going to let him do his own thing. And
yeah, tough to live in your dad's shadow like that. It's
19 hands off to Callaway, and there he's going to be met. That was number 4, Fidel, met at the line by Palm Bay.
But the big game coming up in October, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my Knights are going to be traveling up there to Gainesville.
I'm debating.
We're finally in a position where it's like, wow, this is not one of those comedy games. This is you guys. Gator fans are going to have the most respect for UCF that they have had in the history of UCF.
Yeah, you guys got a late game this week against TCU. Both teams undefeated.
We do. That's
4th and goal here for the Commodores. They're going to go for it. Eckenrod still at the helm. Callaway on the right side. Hands off to Callaway.
Puts it on the turf, and it goes over.
And Palm Bay will recover the ball. So 1st down and 10, Palm Bay, but
big number 60, Corbin Isom with the recovery.
But if you look, it's about where the punt was.
That's it.
And Eau Gallie's defense got very nasty last series and forced them to get a safety. So let's see what the Eau Gallie defense can do.
That's it. Unfortunately for Palm Bay, like I said, we've got a roster in front of us, but their key playmakers are not on our roster here. And we were lucky enough there to see Corbin Isom make that big play for Palm Bay, and he is on our roster.
6-0 Cocoa on top of Vieira. That game's at Vieira.
So deep. Cocoa playing over there at IMG. IMG is just, they don't play in the FHSAA. They're just an absolute juggernaut. No shame in the game for Cocoa last week. They played a valiant effort. A loss is a loss, but I'll tell you what an impressive. I can't say enough about the level of football that Ryan Schneider's got those kids playing at, man. Yep. And I know he inherited an incredible situation, but to keep that legacy going and keep those winning ways, and so much pride in Cocoa right now in the community, and they are carrying the weight of a community on their shoulders right now.
And that's going to be a delay of game on Palm Bay, who backs them up half a distance of the goal. Fumble in the backfield. And we're going to have another safety on the defense. So 4-0 ball game here.
There's your 4.
There's my 4.
You're going to wear out the 4 on the scoreboard here at Eau Gallie. Boy, I tell you, that's twice we've been here, and twice we've seen the odd number of 4. 4-0.
So 4-0 Commodores, 2 safeties on the night. And Palm Bay is going to line up and probably do that squib kick that they've done twice tonight. With 12 seconds left in the first quarter, you have Eau Gallie 4, the Palm Bay Pirates 0, right here on Bavard Sports Network, your leader in sports, right here on the Space Coast.
So one of the new kickoff rules, I think in college, if the ball blows off the tee more than twice, you get a 12th man on the field.
Oh, to hold it?
To hold it, you get a 12th man instead of going down a guy to hold it. I guess safety concerns of that guy being vulnerable on the ground, but
and there's another roly-poly kick taken by the deep man, trying to find some run room, hit by Palm Bay at about the 40, and that's where Eau Gallie started their possession last time at the 40, so 1st down and 10, Commodores at the Palm Bay 40.
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get used to that new kickoff with the
So does he have to run off?
I'm not sure. These rules are so janky to me that, you get in your old mode, you're like, oh, okay. To me, helmet to helmet, it's called tackling. But the game has evolved. Safety measures have been taken. They've done a great job trying to protect players more and more every year, and it makes you realize how dumb, and I mean that with the utmost of respect to everybody who's ever played, how dumb sometimes we really were out on the field.
19 Eckenrod looking for number 1, caught by player.
Wow, that was almost like a self-screen, the way he moved between two players there.
And player's going to have a first down for Eau Gallie at the 30. And that's going to do it, folks. End of 1. Eau Gallie 4, your Palm Bay Pirates 0. You're watching Thursday Night Football right here on Bavard Sports Network, live on top of the ship at Eau Gallie.
Get the proper coverage before disaster strikes. Call the professionals at Natwick Insurance. Navigate your automotive policy. Call the professionals at Natwick Insurance. For all of your business needs, call the professionals at Natwick Insurance. 321-735-0381. Home, auto, business, and more.
Wouldn't be here without our great sponsors, and of course Natwick being one of those great sponsors for us. It's funny. His office is virtually right next to mine. We, different building, one block, not even a block. He's the next building north, and he's got a nice little restaurant in his little plaza that I'm always frequenting. So I stick my head in there, and it was really, really nice to get in there and talk to those guys, and they're mad passionate about the community and what they do and who they support. And of course, his boys playing there at Satellite. We got an opportunity to call that game last week. Of course, when we call them for one of our sponsors, that's always very special to us. It really means something to us. And what a great company.
7 in motion. He's got a good run, a flag over here, and they're going to call a hold, but to me that was a pancake at the line of scrimmage. And if you're an offensive line coach, you'd love to see a pancake there. So 2 fouls on the play. Holding, decline, holding, both
against Eau Gallie.
Both against Eau Gallie, so 2 holding penalties against Eau Gallie.
You take them both, give them 20.
Yeah, they didn't mark off the yardage here.
Not yet. They will. They'll mark that off here. They're gonna get ready to step it off.
Yeah, the white hat's back here. Like, you got us to. I'm sitting here. I'm like, was it a 5-yard holding penalty there? But so it's gonna be a 10-yard holding penalty from the line of scrimmage. So 1st and 20 for your Commodores here. Eckenrod still at the helm. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. Let us know where you're watching from. Appreciate all the support.
Oh,
and then,
wow, for JV. Come on, guys, let them play.
That umpire,
I know.
That umpire is throwing flags.
False start. Boy, it didn't even look like they were set. That's okay. Boy, if anybody wants to see the penalties get quelled here, it's going to be Palm Bay, but these are all going against Eau Gallie. But
yeah, so 1st and 25, a big ship to go for the Commodores.
Yeah, it's the game of football. You hold them to all the same standard. They, whatever level they're playing.
Oh, almost a fumble in the backfield.
Regains that.
Oh, stripped by number 7 of Palm Bay.
Wow. Palm Bay, they're going to have their best field position of the night right here with that big fumble, Darryl.
And who was that on your roster there?
I think, look.
Aiden Davis. Number 7?
Number 7, Adden Davis.
Adden Davis.
Aiden Davis, Adden Davis.
With the strip. So good stop there by the Palm Bay Pirates. 1st down and 10 with their best field position of the night at their own 45-yard line.
Maybe just came to the realization the Palm Bay Pirates were going the wrong direction in the first quarter. They're a downhill team.
Yeah, they got a pretty good size line there too.
They
out
do.
there.
They really do. Boy, I tell you, if any one of those coaches at either one of these schools, you start to look at the talent level at the JV. You know, it used to be this huge chasm of what seemed like grown men against little boys, and it's not the case anymore. These kids are just huge.
And we got another.
One thing of note, Daryl, that I have to note about again against Eau Gallie is the JV guys are not dripping with the swag that you see at the varsity level. The gloves, the shoes, all the extras.
you have some of them that do it. Fumble on the play, ball on the ground. And it's going to be recovered by Eau Gallie. So turnover on downs back to the Commodores.
Number 50 for Eau Gallie.
And that's Ryder Sims on the recovery.
You got to say something about that big number 76 there. I mean, he was
Jaden Melvin blew that up.
Big kid, and he just kind of like
he took on two blockers where number 50 Ryder Sims came and stripped the ball and got it back for Eau Gallie. So great job by both of them young men, 76 and 50. And here comes the Eau Gallie offense with 9:06 left in the second quarter. Right here on top of the ship at Eau Gallie.
Best field position of the night for Palm Bay, and they just couldn't hold on. I think both these teams here would agree. Maybe a little more stick 'em on the ball tonight, man. They both these teams have had a hard time holding on.
Eckenrod hands off the ball, trying to turn the corner.
Great
big hit there.
Oh, nice.
Wrapped up by number 9 of Palm Bay. The ball carrier was number 4, Roger Fidel.
We don't have a number 9 listed again. Our apologies. These key players for Palm Bay are just not on this roster that was provided by the team. So, we kind of do our best. I wish we had some names. If you know the names, go ahead and give us a shout in the comment section here.
Yep.
And we'll certainly make note of them because these guys are playing big. Number 28 not on our list. Number 9's not on our list.
It's going to be a 3rd down and 7 Eau Gallie here inside Palm Bay territory. Eckenrod takes a snap, drops back over the middle, caught by number 7. He makes a man miss. He just needs to go outside. He's got a lot of running room out there instead of trying to cut it back in and gets pushed out of bounds. Number 7, Trevarian Stevens.
Just a great open field catch and a couple of jukes there to get those extra couple of steps.
And he's going to get critiqued with the coaches tomorrow or Monday. Like, son, why are you trying to cut back in? You had the lane outside. Just go.
I will tell you the biggest vulnerability on that play that was a little bit puckering was the head on the swivel, man. You got to get that head around quicker. I mean, he had that ball, and he didn't look upfield for a good 2 or 3 steps as he was making his way. But you get at the varsity level, you get a closing safety or one of the guys from the backfield coming in. Boy,
yep.
I'll tell you from experience, ouch.
1st down and 10 at the 23. Hands off in the backfield. Good blocking there for rumbling, stumbling, bumbling his way. Still on his feet. That's going to be Roger Fidel.
Tell you what, man, that was a good grinding run there. About 5 yards on the play. got to pay attention to that chain crew, and I know they're volunteers, but gotta tell them only one of them moves.
Yep. Until that ref tells you.
Until that referee says you stay put.
2nd down and 6 coming up.
These teams would be nowhere without the volunteers. So, kudos for that young man across there for stepping up to even be a part of that. And he certainly
hands off up the middle, number 3, Callaway. Callaway's going to be close to a 1st down for Eau Gallie.
Daryl, we talk about, things like you and I as broadcasters look for triggers. And we see those things start to fold up and move. We just think 1st down because there's so much going on and you're paying attention to so much with the down, the distance, resetting the play, commentating the play, and you see those markers move and you think 1st down.
Damian Phillips on the hit for Palm Bay.
Demarion Phillips is down right now. Looks like he's got the telltale sign. He's going to get that leg stretched up in the air. So we're going to take a quick timeout. Daryl, we have a big game tomorrow night, man. I tell you, we're going to recap a little bit about the Bulldogs, and of course, everybody that knows you and I know we cover the Bulldogs. We're comfortable with Melbourne. We cover all their games, no matter who's in town. We try our best to keep it balanced and fair. It's just that when you're doing that broadcast, you get so used to calling it. You know those names off the top of your head. You know those plays, and you start building a little bit of a history.
Correct.
But tomorrow, there's a team coming in from Stewart, South Fork, the Bulldogs.
Yep, South Fork Bulldogs always gave Melbourne a hard time. Even if it's kind of like another Merritt Island. Even the Merritt Islands have a down year. South Fork will just come in and try to, fork you in per se and try to get that win, but they're going to fight the Bulldogs hard. It's going to be homecoming night, neon night at the Dog Pound tomorrow night at Tom McIntyre Stadium.
Neon night. All us 80s people are going to dig deep in our old parachute pants and our neon shoelaces.
First down and 10, hands off, up the middle, 13, the ball carrier rumbling, stumbling all the way down about the 5-yard line. The 10-yard line, excuse me. First and 5 coming up for your Commodores. And again, there was a post on Facebook, and if you're an Eau Gallie alumni that would like to help out with the pregame meal here for the varsity every Friday, please reach out to Manny Larice or Coach Chris Sands. They need some help getting these boys fed each and every Friday night. So if you know a restaurant that would be happy to step up, please reach out to Chris Sands or Manny Larice so they can get them involved and get these players fed before the game.
3rd and 5. Oh, and a flinch on the far side. You had 2 or 3 guys move there.
Yeah.
I think there
was
a hiccup in the count there.
That umpire's happy. He's just he's gunslinging. He's old Dirty Harry out there with that flag.
You see the fingers twitching on the hip there. Go.
He's twitching. Come on. Gotcha.
Little bead of sweat coming down. Quick draw.
Old quick draw McGraw.
That was a legitimate call though, as the far side of the field, a number of players did flinch. So good call.
Drops back. Eckenrod looking. Caught on the play there. No call there. Looked like a little push off by Eau Gallie, but it's going to be a touchdown Commodores here on top of the ship at Eau Gallie. Gabriel Player with the catch for Eau Gallie, a 15-yard reception. And now 10-0 Commodores here with 4:57 to go on top of the ship at Eau Gallie. You're watching Thursday night JV football action between the Palm Bay Pirates and the JV Eau Gallie Commodores. Ron Lighthall, I am Daryl Double D Duran here for the #1 leader in sports, Bavard Sports Network.
And from this angle, Daryl, boy, you don't realize how many upright poles there are there.
He gets in, and Eau Gallie extra point is good. 11-0 Commodores here at the ship. You see, Coach.
Was that a 2-point conversion?
Nope, just one. No, that was a 2-point.
That's 2 point. Yeah, come on,
in.
Daryl. I'm bad enough at math, man.
I get Chris Sands down there with his son on the sidelines. Give the Eau Gallie cheerleaders a hand out there. You got to do their push-ups or 12 push-ups for the boys scoring. I'd like to think.
I tell you what, man, you talk about some of these powerhouse teams. I tried to be a cheerleader at Cocoa. That's a lot of push-ups.
I think they switched to jumping jacks halfway through.
Those girls will, by the end of the season, have got a gun show going on. But I tell you what, It's just so much great football here in Brevard County. You know, we're so spoiled with really good football.
And we're just getting halfway into the season. Still about a 3/4 of a season to go.
You know, one of the things too, Daryl, we'll talk about it probably at the next break here, but you know, the uniqueness of Brevard County football and the dynamic and what it offers is just fantastic.
Eau Gallie kicks off. Down the middle there, going to be taken by Palm Bay about the 25. 12's got it, going to the far side and wrapped up. No, he gets away. But there's the Eau Gallie Commodores firing into the football, wrapping them up at about the 38-yard line. First down and 10, Palm Bay.
You talk about the offerings here in Brevard County when it comes to football, particularly. And you're so heavily involved in the youth football, so you see it at the little kids level, and you see it at the middle school level. You know, where these kids are playing the Pop Warner programs, and then all of a sudden you see the JV, the high school. But on top of that, even at the high school level, we have 2 8-man football programs here in Brevard County with Calvary Christian and Merritt Island Christian, who you know two schools that recognized the need for 8-man football, and it works so well for them.
Yeah, I actually went and watched the game with Alan Slaughter-Zinski. I think Caleb Brown was there that night. I mean, and Calvary and Merritt Island Christian. Merritt Island Christian did come out on top. They're a little bit older team in the 8-man.
That's it. Experience, yes, sir.
But, it's smart for them organizations to do it because they can't field, say 35 kids so they can have 11 on 11 at practice, but they can field
24 kids, 20 kids,
and have 8 on 8 at practice. And
they are so successful at it. And what people don't realize is that here in Brevard County, Merritt Island Christian was one of the pioneering teams bringing 8-man football to Florida, not just Brevard County.
Number 1 at the helm for Palm Bay, Ezekiel Foreman.
Wow, kind of an odd exchange there. Just turned around and ran right into his backfield there. That's number 5, Caden Fonte. Ezekiel Foreman turned around, and Fonte was right in his mug.
Hit by Rodney Callaway there for Eau Gallie. We try to get to our page here, and that's volleyball. We got some volleyball action going on tonight.
Not sure if it's a timing issue with them, not getting the time in the backfield, but we haven't seen Palm Bay air it out. And of course, they have not offensively been on the field that much tonight, but we have yet to see that pass play from Palm Bay.
And Palm Bay's got 2 former quarterbacks over there, so they know how to throw the ball on their coaching staff.
Got an equipment adjustment. A non-penalty whistle. Wow. Man, I tell you what.
Big stop. Big stop there.
Eau Gallie decided to have their huddle in the backfield there. Yikes.
Loss on the play for Palm Bay. Tomorrow night, 4 games on tap here on BSN. Week 4 and Week 5 for the SSAA. Games on BSN. Heritage at Cocoa. I know Jackson Robb will be on that call. I don't know who else he would bring up if Billy Palmer and Coach Blue are going up there with him. But I know Logan Pettit should be there as well. You got Titusville at Vieira. First Academy at MCC, and South Fork at Melbourne. That'll be right here on our call.
MCC's looking good this year, aren't they?
Yep. And other games around the area, Space Coast at Astronaut, Bayside at Harmony, Eau Gallie at Satellite, Holy Trinity at Hardyville, Merritt Island at Palm Bay, Seabreeze at Melbourne, and the 8-man Calvary Chapel at Four Corners.
Seabreeze is at Rockledge there.
Yep. And they'll have a post-game show somewhere. I know I was talking to Alan. They'll have it somewhere the next 2 weeks, and then the 27th would be at Crickets for the post-game show.
All right, I'll be there for that one.
Throwing out. Hit.
Wow.
Nice open field tackle by number 7 of Eau Gallie.
You know, Daryl, we've talked about it all night. It's that 1-2 punch, you know. Slow them, stop them. Slow them, stop them. That's exactly what Eau Gallie's been able to do. They've been able to get that initial contact, disrupts it, comes in for that closing tackle. They've done that all night against these Pirates.
Trevarion Stevens on the hit and going to force Palm Bay to punt. Then I know I believe it's the 26th when Melbourne plays Vieira. We'll be at Hooters of Melbourne for the post-game show. And we got a special guest from Kilmer's Customs will be there as well with us. And blocked.
Oh, blocked. Just going Eau Gallie's way tonight.
The special teams is doing a phenomenal job for Eau Gallie tonight. Can't get no better than that.
Boy, Eau Gallie, this JV team is just giving you a buffet of every play that they could come up with.
And it's been different the past couple years because you could play 2 quarters here and play 4 quarters on Friday.
Right, the call-ups, yeah.
Or 4 and 2.
Yep.
Which wasn't around, when we played it. Only been, I think, 2 or 3 years. That rule's been in effect. But, Kilmer's Customs, he does very, very cool items, folks, from stainless steel fish to USA flags. He built the trophy for Eau Gallie in Melbourne last year. Eckenrod now at the helm. Looks for that fade once again. Oh! In and out of the hands.
Deep into the corner there. Got the camera over as far as I can go, Daryl.
Yeah,
and I'm right in that corner.
And Joe Kilmer is doing another trophy. I'm not going to give away what's all on it, but we're going to have a trophy for the Palm Bay Male High game, the Battle of Babcock, but it is dedicated to an individual in this county that's helped both of the programs.
Got to make that one out of artificial turf.
Both of the programs. No, can't give everything away, but I've asked them to make it look like a cool road because it is the Battle of Babcock that night, and that's in 2 weeks. Eckenrod hands off to number 20, trying to get around that corner, still on his feet.
Well, he's going to lose about 4 or 5 yards on that play. He was trying to get a little daylight on the outside, and of course, when you're up 12-0, you can kind of fool around with those plays, but
no name for number 20 here on our roster. Wrapped up by a host of Palm Bay Pirates, led by number 7.
Number 7, Daryl, is Aiden Davis.
Aiden Davis of Palm Bay.
Getting my snaps there, man. Pay attention.
He's a big defensive end / edge rusher for the Pirates. You probably see him on Friday night as well. And looks like Eau Gallie's going to empty the backfield out here, 3rd and 14.
I'm liking these jerseys from Eau Gallie. I know the varsity team doesn't wear this style.
Man, that delay of game is a quick one tonight.
Yeah, it's
and that's going to back Eau Gallie up 5 yards.
It's like the refs have a table waiting at crickets.
1:27 left in the second quarter. Eckenrod. Oh, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield on the blitz from Palm Bay. And it's going to be 4th down and a ship to go for Eau Gallie.
Gabriel Smith came flying in there.
Yes.
Number 5. That was Caden Fonte.
They did not pick up a block on that blitz.
Untouched.
So 4th down and a very long set to go for Eau Gallie here. Ball all the way back into the 29.5-yard line for Eau Gallie.
They can't punt for a first down at this point, the way their kicking game is gone. So they're going to go for it. And again, you're sitting there with a 12-0 lead.
Watch the quick kick again.
Your defense has been lights out this evening.
They get another.
Palm Bay calls a timeout.
Palm Bay calls a timeout, and they're probably saying, "Watch the quick kick." They had a man deep.
Yeah, they're not going to do the quick quick kick here, and I tell you why. They're in field position right now to where if they do give it back to Palm Bay, they have not been able to cross the 40-yard line all night. And then, with Eau Gallie being in that type of field position, you're going to run the risk of it going into the end zone. It's going to come back right where it's at anyway. So this is really a smart call.
27 seconds left in the first half. Halftime at Vieira. Coco all over the Hawks right now. I know Galley's leading this one 12-0 here on your leader in sports right here on the Space Coast. That's right, Brevard Sports Network. Little end around here. He's got some blockers by the receivers. Great blockers. He cuts it back. And he's going to be almost to the original line of scrimmage. Not a bad play call there.
Not bad.
And it's going to be 1st down and 10, Palm Bay. We'll see if they just kneel it and go to halftime here.
With 17 seconds left, that was a smart call to go for it.
Yeah. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the broadcast. Mr. Terry and Jen watching. Appreciate that. And once again, if you know a little restaurant and you're an Eau Gallie alumni, please reach out to Chris Sands or one of the assistant coaches here on Eau Gallie, Manny Larice. They're looking for some restaurants to feed the team on Friday night, the varsity team. They're needing some help to do that. So please, if you know a restaurant or if you own a restaurant or a food truck, please reach out to Chris Sands and get these varsity players fed on Friday night. Eau Gallie's got a great team this year. Palm Bay drops back to pass, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield by number 58.
He came from that outside, that spies position, shifted to the left, and just went in untouched.
Right off the edge, and I don't have a 58. I have a 55, and it's Jermaine Denmark. And that's going to be halftime, Ron. 12-0 ball game here on top of the ship at Eau Gallie. Eau Gallie leads 12-0 here on a Thursday night JV action against the Palm Bay Pirates. You're watching Brevard Sports Network live here at Eau Gallie. We'll be right back after halftime.
Get the proper coverage before disaster strikes. Call the professionals at Natwick Insurance. Navigate your automotive policy. Call the professionals at Natwick Insurance. For all of your business needs, call the professionals at Natwick Insurance. 321-735-0381. Home, auto, business, and more.
All right, everybody, welcome back to our Thursday night coverage here on Brevard Sports Network. Again, I'm Ron Lighthall alongside Daryl Double D Duran as we bring you the second half of tonight's ball game. It is a 12-0 all Eau Gallie highlight reel tonight, Daryl.
Yeah, Eau Gallie's been all over them tonight. And Palm Bay, I mean, they've had some spurts of offense, some spurts on defense, but just could not put that scoring drive together. But Eau Gallie, their defense has been phenomenal. They've had a few great drives on offense, but the defense has been phenomenal. They got 2 safeties on the night for 4 points, and the offense got 1 touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So the defense led the scoring till about halfway in the second quarter for the Eau Gallie offense to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion there. And they're going to be kicking off to the Pirates. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. Ron Lighthall, I'm Double E Daryl Duran here for you on a Thursday night. JV football action, doing a double dip this week. We'll be at the Dog Pound tomorrow night for the Battle of the Bulldogs from South Fork, traveling up to take on the Melbourne Bulldogs homecoming night, and going back to the Neon days. Neon night tomorrow night at the Dog Pound.
Gonna look like a rave.
There's a kick, taken by the second back line by Palm Bay. Trying to find a little running room, but they're going to fire into the football for Eau Gallie and wrap them up at about the 35-yard line. So first down and 10, Palm Bay.
Kind of an interesting stat. This JV team hasn't allowed more than like 15 yards all season so far, Daryl.
Oh, wow.
So we're not seeing an anomaly here. We're seeing just a very good Eau Gallie defense as they get get in there and they penetrate.
Right there again, wrapping the ball carrier up at the line of scrimmage. Barely a gain there.
But I tell you what, if you're an Eau Gallie coach, you got to like the depth that you're sitting with, because you got these kids out here knowing that these are the backups. This is your farm system for your varsity squad, and your varsity squad is stacked.
Oh, yeah. Varsity squad is looking good. Chris Sands got him under control there. Good coaching staff behind him. Like to say hello to the principal tuning in of Eau Gallie, Keith Barton. I'd like to thank him and Coach Todd O's for the hospitality here.
Always great here. Always great.
On top of the ship at Eau Gallie. Palm Bay trying to find some running room. Flags are flying in. And we're going to have the call here in just a second.
We'll see where they mark this. Boy, it's just a penalty play game this evening on both sides. I mean, you can't say it's Palm Bay or Eau Gallie. They have both equally been penalty plagued.
Yep.
And I tell you, the talent level on Palm Bay, they've certainly got the players.
It's going to back Palm Bay up. Second down and about 16 to go. 8:55 remaining in the third quarter. You're watching Brevard Sports Network, your leader in sports right here on the Space Coast. And we're talking about our partner that just launched this week, tomorrow night. Great things happening with BSN and a couple new partners.
Exciting news, Daryl.
Excited
Exciting.
about that. Yeah, oh, yeah. Little miscommunication in the backfield, and Eau Gallie is all over it one more time.
Get your cameras out, man. I'll tell you what, you can take a team photo there in the backfield there with Palm Bay if you need the get pictures of the Eau Gallie defense, because man, I'll tell you what, they're getting back there.
Led by DeMarc, Jaden Melvin, number 76, you can see jogging off. He has held that Palm Bay line. I mean, it takes 2, maybe 3 Palm Bay Pirates to block him. Just doing a phenomenal job on that defensive line.
And again, we'll apologize here in the second half as well, but the key players for Palm Bay's numbers we don't have on our roster that was delivered to us. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to make an apology.
Big rush there off the edge and straight up the middle.
Wow.
That's going to be DeMarc.
Boy, they're going to get, the forward progress, the initial contact was still a huge loss, but man.
It's going to be Nash and DeMarc for Eau Gallie.
Boy, it is now 4th and about, what are we at, 25?
Couple pirate ships to go for Palm Bay, and they're in punt formation. And they're going to have running into the kicker there. So Palm Bay is going to get the ball back, and another foul and another flag flies in here. So we might have offsetting penalties, or see what's going to go on here.
What a tough call, because you get running into the kicker, and it is to protect the kicker, but that was such a slow developing kick that's a, as a coach, it's just frustrating. I mean, you can't fault the kids. I mean, they play with that same aggression. But Palm Bay will get fresh life here. You talk about a little bit of CPR. They're going to pump a little life into this offense. They're going to get.
So both penalties must be against Eau Gallie, because we have one down here where they caught the ball, running into the kicker.
Yeah, that second one will be waved off. So they'll take the better of the two for Palm Bay. They're going to get automatic first down.
At about where they had it to start, so first down and 10 at the 36.
You're not joking, Daryl. I mean,
about 38.
Those far side sticks moved all of about a foot.
So 36, 37 yard line over there.
So they were pushed back, and then get that back. So let's see what Palm Bay can do now with first down and 10 here.
And Eau Gallie's defensive line is just pure
stout
tonight.
I mean, they are
not letting nothing get past them.
They are standing them up and knocking them down.
Led by Brandon Barbie and DeMarc for Eau Gallie. This broadcast is sponsored by the County Line Saloon. Free line dance lessons Wednesday and Thursday with Julie. Wing special on Wednesday, 75-cent wings. And there, wow.
Man, they were coming in with paratroopers there.
They were jumping out of the sky, making sure that pass didn't get off. Eau Gallie just all over that with the big sack. And once again, County Line Saloon located down there in the old Grimaldi's building right next to Hotel Melby. So go get your boot scoot and boogie on down there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Free line dance lessons Wednesday and Thursday. And Cricket, Spirit, Sports, and Food right there in the old Kelly's Burgers spot on Wickham Road, diagonal from the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Little swing pass for Palm Bay. He barely gets up to the original line of scrimmage.
Falls forward, going to get about a yard and a half back on that, but like you said, it's going to be 4th down and just under 10.
And Crickets actually has the the NFL package and a Peacock package. So if you want to watch any of your college, your NFL games, they will have every game there right on Wickham Road Thursday through Sunday pretty much for all your NFL and college football needs. Go check them out. Fun for everybody. Pool tables, games for the kids in there. The golfing game that everybody likes on a big screen TV.
Oh, yeah.
The putting. They got I think the putting one too. So, and they have every other Wednesday the Penny Creek Bluegrass Band. Great band there at Crickets.
Yeah, they just don't make a good video game with the trackball anymore. You know, that golf game kind of Centipede is probably the one that really did it all. And you know that now with that trackball, you know that's all you think of is that golf game.
Yeah, and if anybody likes some little bluegrass every other Wednesday, check them out. The Penny Creek Band's up there. Good band, and they got the Country Fried Steak Special on Wednesday. Mashed potatoes, corn.
Shut up.
I wish it was Wednesday.
I got to start eating before these games. We did this last week. You know, I had that little bit of hunger going on, and that smell coming up from underneath the bleachers there at Satellite with some incredible barbecue scents coming up.
Got the kick away there. And Eau Gallie's going to let it roll out of bounds. So 1st down and 10, Eau Gallie with 4:27 left in the 3rd quarter. You're watching JV football action right here on Bavard Sports Network, live on top of the ship at Eau Gallie.
Daryl, I want to throw a quick shout out to everybody that had the, numerous, memorial celebrations and remembrances and just the great things that we do in this country in remembrance of 9/11, and what a great community we live in. Of course, we are so ensconced with our love for our first responders here. It's just some of the best people. We just live in a great community, and that is built by those brave young men and women that are serving. So a big shout out to them. We all vowed on in 2001 to never forget, and we try to stay true to our roots. And a big shout out to all the first responders and all the people that are out making our community safe, making our community great, and just the wonderful things that they did to honor the fallen yesterday. It was just so incredible.
You're absolutely 100% correct on that. Eckenrod drops back to pass, has some pressure from Palm Bay, gets away, he tucks it, he's going to run out of bounds.
Oh, boy, I tell you, he wanted to take that one last step, and he wisely stepped out of bounds just shy of the 1st down.
2nd and that down marker needs a step.
Daryl, I think those two need to switch positions. I think every play he's wanting to move. That's when you turn and say, you don't move unless you're pulled.
They're going to give him 6 yards there, so 2nd and 6, Eau Gallie.
Well, Daryl, I'll be honest with you. I thought he got further than that, but he must have stepped out well shy of that.
I had him with 7.
I had him just inside the marker there, So
they're going to come out with trips down below to your near side here. One up top, single back formation for Eau Gallie. And another delay it, man.
Wow, boy, they are. Daryl, this is amazing. I mean, it just seems to go so fast.
It's quick draw McGraw number 2 out there. Because it's probably the 4th delay of game penalty we've had.
I tell you, the referees haven't been exactly sharp on getting the ball spotted and getting it set, but no disrespect to them, but it just seems without a shot clock, boy, that's really tough.
Hands off, has a good seal block, he cuts it back and almost had that seal, but Palm Bay catches up to him. number 4 on the tackle for Palm Bay. And
That was a great timing pattern right there where, it was the snap and the pitch.
And number 2, Cunningham on the ball carrier. Number 4 is Campbell, the tackler.
Dakota Cox Campbell, yes, sir. He, what would be a big gain there. He definitely stuffed that hole and was able to get that stop.
3rd and 6, Eau Gallie. With the duel back there, but he's going to be met in the backfield by Palm Bay. See if we can get a number on that young man. 60.
Yeah, we don't. That's Corbin Isom again.
Isom with the big. He fought off his blocker.
I tell you what, the age of these kids, you're talking like 10th graders for the most part, and when they start to develop that muscle and they're hitting that gym relentlessly, you can just see that there's a number of these kids on Palm Bay's squad that are just going to develop into being major athletes.
And half of these kids play on Friday nights for their varsity as backups, just in case. And I'd like to say hello to the UConn graduate Corey Durfus, Casey Washburn tuning in tonight.
Timeout, Eau Gallie.
And Eau Gallie's going to take a timeout right here on Bavard Sports Network, brought to you by Cricket Spirits and Sports and the County Line Saloon. Free line dance lessons Wednesday and Thursday. So get on down there tonight till 9 o'clock. Julie's there giving you free line dance lessons. Get your boot scoot and boogie on and get you some good wings there, some of the best in town. And get out to Crickets right there on Saturday and Sunday. They got the Peacock package.
I haven't been to Crickets, self-admittedly, I used to go regularly. They've been such a staple here in that Melbourne area. Yep. And when you don't live in that kind of area, you get out of your comfort zone.
Big Eau Gallie supporters and alumni. And I'd like to thank Rich's Auto Tech, also one of our sponsors tonight. So thank you, Rich's Auto Tech. Natwick Insurance, but we'll go through the whole list tomorrow night at the Dog Pound.
Big shout out to Rich. He's the only one who touches my rig.
Oh, fumble in the backfield. Picked up by Eau Gallie. Rumbling, stumbling, bumbling. Close to that first down marker. Is he going?
He's going to be just short. I don't think they're going to.
I don't know. They keep moving them chains. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Palm Bay.
Came up short, and they're going to say.
Looks like the old ball coach, Derek Smith, tuning in tonight. Coach, how you doing up there? Got your old alma mater.
Watching the JV Pirates.
Playing tonight here on top of the ship.
Boy, Derek was one of those key players and just an absolutely dominant when the Pirates' heyday. Anchored by Derek Smith. What a great young man he was, and just an incredible player. And I tell you, it harkens back to the day when the key to winning was leadership. And I know he's a great high school coach, and he was just such a great leader on the field, even as a young man on that team. It just again, we've talked about the embarrassment of talent here in Brevard County, and Derek certainly is one of those that history will smile upon favorably. What a great player, and put his mark on the Pirates. It's like a fireworks show out there. There's yellow flags flying everywhere.
We're going to have an illegal shift, but Eau Gallie's going to swarm all over that. I don't know if they can decline that or not. I think they're giving them the option because they tackled them for a 2-yard loss.
I tell you, a testament, getting back to Derek, Georgia is so picky, and they're just like Florida, with their love of football, particularly in high school as well. And for him to end up in a high school up there is just that's a testament to his coaching skills. Because if you're recruited out of the state of Florida into Georgia, you've got quite the skill set in your toolbox.
I was lucky enough to be on his staff at Bayside, did all the film for him when we went down and.
In their infancy.
Went to the third round of the playoffs. Oh, fumble in the backfield for Palm Bay. We went all the way I believe the second round at Bayside, second or third round. I think that's the farthest they ever been. Richard Burrows, Roger Walker on that team. I don't know. Slow-mo was on that team. I can't think of the wide receiver, but, I mean, they were a stacked team at Bayside then. But second and a couple pirate ships to go here for the Pirates.
Boy, I tell you what, man, they have backed themselves up.
And they're going to come out in twins. Eau Gallie in that 5-2. D-Mark comes off. And Palm Bay is going to connect on the reception out there. But Cunningham and company on the tackle for Eau Gallie. Short gain on the play.
I tell you what,
Palm Bay Foreman completed that pass, but just for a short gain.
On our close side of the field, and this is something indicative of JV football, you had number 7, Aiden Davis, and he's lined up to Ivan Rosario, and the height difference, it just tells you, that's exactly what JV football is for. It is to get those players a chance because they get a little bit more evenly matched as they move into the varsity positions.
And folks, that's going to do it for the end of the third quarter. Eau Gallie still on top, 12-0 over the visiting Palm Bay Pirates of Palm Bay. Here on top of the ship at Eau Gallie. I'm Double D Daryl Duran, Ron Lighthall on the call. Thank you to Rich's Auto Tech, County Line Saloon, and Cricket Spirits and Sports and Food. Something for everybody there. Pool tables, kids for the games, dartboards, TVs galore for all your football fanatic needs, all your fantasy needs, and the golf game. And get some good grub while you're there. So check them out right there on South Wickham Road. Cricket, Spirits, and Sports and Food, something for everybody.
Palm Bay will hold possession. I tell you what, one of the keys, no scoring by Eau Gallie in the third quarter, but that was because Palm Bay had the majority of the possession. Yep. I mean, with a number of penalties and first down penalties.
Drops back, Foreman. Complete! Yes, completed to Smith.
Wow.
Hey,
the concentration, the jolt that Palm Bay needed. That tap and go, that was to Aiden Davis.
Sorry about that. I said Smith.
Aiden Davis, he bobbled that ball up into the air with immense concentration, came down with it and was able to get another 15 yards after completion. What a great, great effort by that young man. And that may be the jolt that Palm Bay needs because they are in their best field position they've been in all night, and that has obviously been their biggest play offensively.
Finally got it completed to their tallest player out there. Palm Bay driving now. Oh, and fumbles. Commodores had pressure up the middle.
Ezekiel Foreman has had and not just isolated to him. Both Eau Gallie's gone through this as well with the snap, getting that ball into position, whether they're going to go for the pass or the handoff. They have this ball has been on the turf an awful lot tonight, Daryl.
Jacob Roberts in on the pressure rush there for the Eau Gallie Commodores off the edge there. So second down and about 15 to go for Palm Bay. New quarterback in there, slings it down the field, in and out of the hands of Davis.
Well, he wanted Davis. Boy, I tell you, his fingertips were right on that ball.
I think if he would have kept running, he would have had it. I don't know if he got pulled down from the backside.
Just a half a step from a beautiful connection.
That would have been
nice throw. That had good arc on it. That had a real pretty delivery. So you're seeing the fact that this Palm Bay squad, they can do it. They've got the potential, certainly.
Yep, third down now for the Pirates. Looks like a new quarterback in at the call for Palm Bay. Hands off. Tries to get outside and can be wrapped up by Eau Gallie. Going to be 4th down, short gain on the play, if any. 4th and long to go for the Pirates.
You talk about the size on that the defensive line on Eau Gallie. That's big number 76. And then his counterpart there, number 77 for Palm Bay. You know, you got some real good size coming up through that system. And again, these young men, you know, they're going to develop. Their chemistry in their bodies is obviously going to change, and they're going to be hitting that gym and that muscle and that way that they're going to be able to move that ball and move those players. You know, those kids are the ones you really want to keep your eye on because size matters on the offensive lines and the defensive lines now in high school football.
Eau Gallie strength and conditioning coach right there, Manny Larice, right there. He's owned a gym. And he knows what to strengthen these players and how to get them stronger.
It's number 77 and 76 here on a collision course. They pull off tackle.
And they're going to get pass interference there. I think their feet got tangled up, but they're going to get pass interference on Eau Gallie.
Aiden Davis, he's going to get the 15 yards. That's going to be another 1st down, and this is exactly what we talked about just a moment ago, is this amount of time that Palm Bay has had possession of the ball, and a lot of that is new life from very costly penalties.
Yeah. So it's going to be from the line of scrimmage. And they're going to give him an automatic 1st down.
Yeah, that would be an automatic regardless, and they're going to get
inside the Rich's Auto Tech red zone.
And ironically, the sticks are not moving.
Yeah. They're just outside the 10 at the 13, so
knocking on the door. And this game is not a blowout on the part of Eau Gallie.
Another pass play there. Underthrown, intercepted by Eau Gallie.
Boy, that was kind of like just a heave.
Justice George on the interception for Eau Gallie. And that might take the sail out of the Pirates. 8:02 left here in the ball game. Here at Eau Gallie on top.
It just hit me.
Of the ship.
It just hit me. We've got a naval battle going on.
Yeah.
A little slow tonight, Daryl. We talked about the Bulldogs and the dog fights.
Well, we're preview that game just a tidbit before we get off the air tonight. But we're talking about them tomorrow night. It's homecoming at the Dog Pound, and then they take on the Pirates the following week. So back-to-back home games for the Dogs. And Eau Gallie 1st down and 10 at their own 9. Hands off to number 10, Jacob Roberts. Or excuse me, that was 13. We don't have him on our roster. We apologize about that.
Just inside 8 minutes now left in tonight's ball game.
We're going to have a helmet-to-helmet. So 10 yards going against the Pirates. And once again, thank you to Rich's Auto Tech, Natwick Insurance, Crickets, right there on Wickham Road for all your football and chicken wing needs, some of the best in town. You know, between them and Hooters, that's the only 2 places I get chicken wings.
We wouldn't be here without our great sponsors, Daryl. You know, our Friday night broadcast, you know, we've got a great slate of sponsors that help us bring you that product each and every Friday.
Slinging out the ball there, coming back over the middle, making a couple man miss. Number 7 on the reception for, and that is Trevian Stevens, wrapped up by a host of Pirates.
You know, we talk about our sponsors and you start to pay attention. I was coming down Edgewater. That's the road that runs parallel behind the Melbourne golf course there, runs parallel with 192. And saw one of the great houses Ashley Westbrook's got listed down there, man. What a great little neighborhood, man. If you guys are in the market, give Ashley a call because I don't think that house can stay in the market because that's a great little area right there in Melbourne.
It really is. 19. Nope, he takes himself. Miscommunication. Palm Bay's defense line going to be all over it.
That's going to bring up third down, Daryl. Palm Bay's D-line is...
They're stepping up here in the second half.
That offense wants the ball back.
Yes, they do. That defensive line led by number 7 going both ways for Palm Bay. And that is Davis. Davis, a dual threat out there. So we've seen him all 4 quarters, so he can only play 2 tomorrow night for the Pirates if needed. With that 6-quarter rule.
Similar to the pitch count that they went to in Little League, you know about how much time they allow you.
And timeout, Eau Gallie.
You know, Daryl, one of the neat things we talk about, some of the anomalies going on in football, and particularly college football. Your Florida Gators, you know, they're playing host this weekend for homecoming against Texas A&M.
And the only way we win the game is if they go to the dual threat quarterback. If they leave, I know Mertz is coming back. He's going to play. But if they do not play Lagway any this week, 1, Napier's gone. And, 2, I don't think, we win the ball game.
The Florida Gators, if I read this correctly, have not had a shutout or been the victim of a shutout in over 450 games. And they lead that statistic by so far. It's almost like 60-game gap between the next team.
I thank God something's still left. 'Cause we lost a lot. We lost a lot.
And again, you have to fact check me on that, because it's one of those things you're half reading. But I found that interesting. I said, wow, 450 games without a shutout. And I apologize if I'm leaving any bit of that detail out, but just a phenomenal statistic.
Drop pass over here to number 7. And that is Stevens for Eau Gallie. So 4th down coming up for the Commodores. We're live here on Top of the Ship at Eau Gallie. Ron Lighthall, I am Double D Daryl Duran for JV football action. Double dipping this week. 2 games for us this week. Eau Gallie, Palm Bay tonight, and Battle of the Bulldogs at Tom McIntyre Stadium tomorrow night.
South Fork at Melbourne.
Say hello to Stacy Lynn tuning in. Oh!
Another push
block.
block.
It's going to be blocked, and it's going to be a turnover. And that Palm Bay Pirates offense is going to come back on the field. Good stop there by the Pirates. Eau Gallie tried to quick kick it again there and just had no room to do it. Game's far from over, 12-0.
5:40 remaining. You are absolutely right. This game is far from over, with only 12-point lead for Eau Gallie. I mean, certainly Palm Bay, if they can get their vehicle in gear,
yep,
and get moving, they certainly have a shot at this. So buckle up.
Give the cheerleaders a little look down there, Mr. Ron. Get
you know what?
JV Eau Gallie cheerleaders doing a fine job tonight, ladies.
And these girls, they practice so hard all summer. They're at camps, they're at competitions, and they are representing their school with pride. And bringing it every Friday night and more. So big shout out to those girls. Certainly don't want to neglect them. They work so hard.
Palm Bay drops back. He's going to tuck it and run, maybe. Oh, nice play there by Eau Gallie.
Got me. I thought he was going to the air.
Number 8, Mason Miles. Palm Bay, just as you thought they were trying to get downfield, and Eau Gallie comes off the edge with Miles.
They got me. I thought he went to the air and panned to the receiver, and I got duped.
I'd like to say hello to Mr. Matt Bullinger. He was the old quick draw McGraw umpire back in the day. I mean, if Matt seen something, you weren't getting away with it, and you almost were getting a personal foul penalty on the sidelines because you're like, why are you calling it every play?
Talking about
A duck out there. Almost intercepted by number 11, George.
You talking about one of those referees where his signature move is picking up the flag?
Oh, I threw one back at Matt one time, and he's an old Ohio State fan. I got to give him grief every time I see him. Because the last time Florida did play Ohio State, we beat them. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, and last time UCF played the Florida Gators, we beat them. That's all I got to say about that.
Ron, really?
Go Knights.
You're a turd. You're a turd.
Hey, if we're going to play the last time they played, we're in the conversation, man. It's been a long time coming. There's this whole festering anger coming up from Knight Nation, where we finally have dipped our toe into the big waters.
And you can't get too mad because they got about a half a dozen Brevard County players on that team, and a couple of them coming from Eau Gallie High School, Melbourne High School, Rockledge High School guys. So, Gus Malzahn's doing the best he can over there, recruiting, local here. He knows how to get it done, and see what they can do. You guys got a tough task against TCU, the old Horned Frogs, Saturday night.
At TCU, that's no joke. That's a tough game.
I'd like to say hello to the old gray fox tuning in. Silver fox, excuse me.
Oh.
Ball on the ground in the backfield. And Eau Gallie's going to pick it up. And he's running all the way down. And
I don't know what happened there. It was like all of a sudden the ball dropped and they stopped.
The ball dropped. Palm Bay was trying to pick it up, but you did not see that on the camera, folks. I got to give props out to the young man from Eau Gallie, helping the quarterback off the field. Young man's running across the field right now, Ron. If you could get the number on him, I don't know. But Palm Bay Pirates quarterback was down hurt or injured right there, and the young man looks like number 2, Cunningham, helped the guy off the field, and that's much
sportsmanship, man. That's
right
what this
there.
game's all about. But I tell you what, that was like the oddest play. It was like every Palm Bay player just stopped.
And they didn't call it dead, and Eau Gallie picked it up, and now they have scored.
Scoop and score. And
10 points on the night. So Eau Gallie's defense is leading the offense in scoring tonight, 10-8. So you're going to have to give this point to the offense. So they're going to go for 2 here. And seven with the shovel pass, trying to get into the end zone. And it's going to be no good. So the defense is going to lead in the scoring 10-8 here at the Ship.
18-0.
18-0. We're on top of the Ship here at Eau Gallie High School. 4:23 left in the game. Eau Gallie all over the Pirates here at Commodore Stadium. You're watching the VAR.
Again, Daryl, I'm stunned. Palm Bay, it was like almost every player stopped. There was no aggression towards that loose ball, and 2 or 3 Eau Gallie players had an opportunity for that, and finally the third man came in and scoop and score. Boy, I tell you, that was tough to watch.
Yeah, Eau Gallie's been all over that tonight. That was the only score by Eau Gallie in the second half, and Palm Bay has had their opportunities deep in Eau Gallie territory 2 or 3 times tonight. In the second half, and could have taken the lead and just cannot finish those drives that we talked about Melbourne, the varsity team not finishing the drives, and just the Palm Bay Pirates cannot finish the drives inside the red zone tonight here at Commodore Stadium. A little Thursday night action here on Brevard Sports Network, your leader in sports right here on the Space Coast. Ron Lighthall, I am Double D, Daryl Duran, here on top of the Ship at Eau Gallie High School. And there's the kick. Pretty good kick. Taken by the back man of Palm Bay, trying to find some running room. Gets it out about the 38-yard line where he will be swarmed by the Eau Gallie Commodores. 1st and 10, Palm Bay.
tell you, every time I'm on this field, I become an advocate for artificial turf.
And I will be an anti against
Well,
it.
I tell you, you see the beating these fields take for the football season when you have JV out here and you got varsity out here in the mid part of that field getting a little bit chewed up, and of course you go back to Melbourne or Palm Bay or MCC or any of the schools that have the artificial turf. It's just up Merritt Island.
I played on it, but I'm just not a fan of the heat that comes off of it. One of the reasons why a couple of the high schools practice in the mornings so they don't get canceled with the heat in the afternoons that come off the AstroTurf. And I think you get more injuries off of the AstroTurf, and I've always been a grass guy. Natural grass is what football is to me. Just my 2 cents, folks. You can love it, hate it, leave a comment.
It's the maintenance issue for me more than anything, and I do understand the play dynamic. But, when you see how expensive it is and then what really separates it, and you and I had this discussion last week because we were at probably one of the fields on par with Eau Gallie, and that's Satellite, and they have spent an immense amount of time and energy and money to bring that field back up, and the maintenance involved, it's a tough endeavor.
And they have, and it's not just, Brevard County has a couple crews that cut grass, but it's mainly your booster program or
volunteers
who's in your community.
Yeah. One thing interesting after this play I want to share with you that I found out about that Satellite, which was just fascinating to me because I'm a techie.
Drops back, slant.
So
Eau Gallie knocks it down, 2nd down and 10, coming up for Palm Bay.
You'll have to forgive me if other schools do this, but this is the first one locally. They've got that robot that does the field lining at Satellite now, where they set it. It's got a GPS, and they get the perfect lines down there. So they had you and I commented how great the field looked, and part of that is that little robot that goes out and paints the field.
We got it at the park, but you have to either slow it down and let it leave more paint. We found that out.
Or do it twice.
Or do it twice, and that takes all day.
But I tell you what, you talk about that versus the old lining and the string and the the paint cans.
Hand off in the backfield for Palm Bay, get some positive yards there, but Eau Gallie is going to swarm it up. Yeah, I mean, we got a couple good paint machines out there at West Melbourne, the Badlands football field that we paint the fields with, but we do actually have the robot. It's a smaller line. I mean, you can adjust the width on it. I think the old ball coach, we're going to talk about maybe getting one next year so we can have our own. And, it helps a lot when you don't have the volunteers. And today, sometimes you can't find the volunteers to help you, and that's what's being the problem.
Yeah, I was laughing. I said, similar to one of those Roombas.
Palm Bay is going to be sacked in the backfield. Miles again on the sack for Eau Gallie.
Clock continues to run. We're going to go down inside of 3 minutes here.
And that's going to be 4th down, and they're going to send the punting team out there.
You got to go for it. You got nothing to lose, man. You got to go for it.
Sandy, I don't have an update on the Heritage JV score. If Coach Silver Fox can, Mr. Bill Palmer, give me a score on that game, I would appreciate it. One of the coaches down there at Heritage, and Eau Gallie's coming with heat. Oh, they fake it. They're going to take it around the corner. He's got some running room, and Palm Bay's going to have a 1st down, but we got a flag in the middle of the field. Old Quick Draw McGuire out there throwing that one.
Are you going to see holding? Onto the jersey.
That's right there in the vicinity.
You're going to see holding.
Yeah, and that's going to come back. Man, what a good play for Palm Bay there, and
that was a great play. Boy, that's got to be so dejecting from a coaching standpoint, from a playing standpoint, from a fan standpoint. You get one of your biggest plays of the night from special teams.
That was a great play for
wow.
Palm Bay. And every time I see a flag from the umpire, I'm like, Dang it, Matt. Pick it up. Put it back in your pocket.
Let him play. Let him play.
Let him play, Matt. If he's still
Just this one time.
If he's still watching, love you, Matt. You've done a good job for this community. And block punt there by Eau Gallie. And they're going to fall on it.
One of those things about that prior play was, boy, it ate up some clock. We're down to 2:22 remaining.
Yes, it did.
And the way Eau Gallie's been playing tonight, they certainly got this game under control at this point with an 18-point lead late in the fourth quarter. And Palm Bay, just a handful of big plays with the big pass play, and then of course that special teams play that unfortunately gets called back, and boy, a different set of circumstances right now for Eau Gallie.
That was a great fake punt for Palm Bay.
That
right
was,
there. They were going to have it, but it's like we talked about it. They've had it down there inside the 22 or 3 times in this second half on Eau Gallie and just could not punch it in. Eau Gallie Eckenrod going to just take a knee. And they can just take a knee the rest. I believe Palm Bay's out of timeouts. So, I mean, that's the right thing to do.
Classy.
Or just run it up the middle.
Yep. And inevitably they'll get a delay of game here somewhere. They'll stop the clock.
But I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to this Thursday night broadcast between the Palm Bay Pirates and the Eau Gallie Commodores. We're up here on top of the ship at Commodore Stadium, Ron Light Hall. I am Double D Daryl Duran. Like to thank you for tuning in tonight on Brevard Sports Network. Tune in tomorrow night. 4 great games on tap on Brevard Sports Network. Cocoa Heritage, the Battle of the Bulldogs at Tom McIntyre Stadium. MCC is going to be home.
You can look at that schedule at Brevard Sports Network. Big announcement tomorrow, so tune into that Melbourne game because big
announcements.
I don't want to oversell it. It's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal.
The 4 games on tap in week 4. Heritage at Cocoa, Titusville at Vieira, First Academy at MCC, and we'll be at the Dog Pound.
And I want to throw a shout out to Alan Slaughterzinski, who he works tirelessly behind the scenes, Daryl. It's not until you become part of this family and you're getting those texts from Alan and he's making sure he's following. You got the rosters, you got what you need, got what you need, and just an incredible product he has built here, and I am so proud to now be a part of it. And again, the team that Alan is building, and I joke with him all the time. I said, Alan, you do one thing, but you do it great. Yeah. I mean, you own the sports broadcast and information market here on the Space Coast.
I was so happy that you came over. I know we got that big announcement tomorrow night. And,
I came over for you, man.
I appreciate it. It was a lonely year last year. And
no disrespect, I worked with some great people.
Same
a lot of love. I mean, it's a small sphere of broadcasters here in Brevard County, and I have nothing but respect for all the other people that I've worked with and have done work with, because I know how hard each and every one of them works. I mean, I wish that people understood how difficult this really is with equipment checks and things like that, and I mean, just the sheer purchasing the power that it takes to get the equipment, maintain the equipment.
And you're absolutely correct on that. But that's going to do it, folks, here on top of the ship at Eau Gallie. Or what? Did someone call a timeout with 1 second to go? Somebody. Oh. Okay, so we got to run one more play real quick.
And then they'll get a penalty here for the coaches being down here on the sidelines.
And that's going to do it, folks. Your Eau Gallie Commodores, led by the defense of Eau Gallie tonight, scoring 10 points of the 18 points here on top of the ship. Ron Lighthall, I'm Double D Daryl Duran. The Eau Gallie Commodores get to win 18-0 over the Palm Bay Pirates. We'll be at the Dog Pound tomorrow night for the Battle of the Bulldogs. The other 3 games I just seen, you can tune in to Brevard Sports Network. Tune in to Alan Slaughterzinski tomorrow and have a pregame of all the games, and we'll have a postgame show. So, Ron, any last words from you tonight.
Back on the air, doing it again tomorrow.
Yes, sir, in less than 24 hours. So thank you all for tuning in. God bless, and may God bless America.
Get the proper coverage before disaster strikes. Call the professionals at Natwick Insurance. Navigate your automotive policy. Call the professionals at Natwick Insurance. For all of your business needs, call the professionals at Natwick Insurance. 321-735-0381. Home, auto, business, and more.